Hey everybody, welcome back to another one of my budgeting videos. This is a weekly update video on my digital cash envelopes, as well as I've started Christmas shopping. So I thought I would bring you along on the purchasing and paying off journey that is this season of giving. I actually really like Christmas shopping. I usually start during Boxing Day sales for the upcoming, like next year's Christmas, and then shop year round for things and just kind of keep them all together somewhere so that I'm not doing the bulk of the shopping at the year end and causing it to be such a very expensive time of year. I didn't really do that this year. I wasn't out and about as much as I used to be because it's not like I go online shopping in June purposely looking for Christmas presents. It would be more like I'm out running an errand, or I'm in a shop, or I'm on a little trip or something, and I see an item that just looks perfect for, say, my friend Nicole. So I'll pick it up and then hold on to it until it's either her birthday or Christmas, because like, why not pick up the thing when you see it instead of hope you find something similar 6 months down the road? But however, like I said, this year I didn't really do the shopping like throughout the year, and we are also celebrating Christmas a month early because I can't get Christmas time off to go home to see my family, but I was able to get almost a week off in November, which means I have a shorter deadline to get all of that shopping done. And I also live in a family of winter birthdays. Mine's December 23rd, my mom's wedding anniversary, which she doesn't really celebrate now since my dad passed, but I still like to send her something on the day because it's still an important day. But anniversary is in the winter. My nephew's birthday is my brother's birthday, my sister's birthday, her partner's birthday. All of these start in September and go through to mine is the last one, December 23rd. So it's just a lot happens in the cold months for us family-wise in terms of presents and gift giving. But yeah, let's start with the digital cash envelopes, and I will update you on those, and then we will move over to the spending, because while these ones have not really confused me, oh sorry, that's just the cat. While the digital cash envelopes are not currently confusing me, there is something I want to explain about them, but something has gone weird with the Christmas shopping already, which boggles the mind. So I thought I would share that, and maybe you have some insights. So we left off in the book down here at the bottom where I had lost $16. I didn't know what was going on. I kind of gave up and I just put in that there was a bank or a math error going forward, a bank error. It's a me error. And then my new deposit amounts going in, and just we were starting fresh. So I decided to actually physically start fresh by flipping the page over, because why cram in a little bit of information when I could put it all there? So I pulled over from this last page the balances from October 19th. So my tracking is starting over here on October 19th, but it's just strictly to pull over the balances so that I don't have to keep flipping back and forth between the pages. On October the 24th, I went to Safeway. That is, if I remember correctly, my dates. I did the grocery shopping haul. I'm sure that's the one where I had a gift card. I should be better prepared before I sit down. Regardless, I spent $43.56 at Safeway on a variety of things. I'm sure that is the one that had like baking and grocery shopping involved, because it was actually a larger purchase amount, but I was gifted a $50 gift card, so I put that towards it. So I actually spent like 90 something dollars. And then on the 25th, miscellaneous, I went to Superstore and I spent $62.38. So way over on miscellaneous. I didn't even know what category to put this in, really. My friend had a baby, and I got invited over to be the first person outside of like medical people and her mother to come and meet the baby, which made me feel very special. I'm not gonna lie. He's a baby, he's healthy, he's at houseplant stage right now. You plop him down, he can't really do anything. He just eats and sleeps and goes to the bathroom and makes a lot of onesies dirty. But he's doing exactly what he is supposed to be at this stage in life. So kudos to him. And you know what? Somebody who gets to sleep that many hours in the day, I'm very jealous of. But I realized kind of late to the game, I was going over on Saturday and I should really take something. But I didn't have anything. I had given her presents at the baby shower, of course, and just sort of spaced on the fact that when you're going over and meeting the child for the first time, you're supposed to take something. So I went to Superstore, which I know doesn't seem like the best store option for this, but they have a little baby section. And I bought it's a stuffed toy, but it's not a stuffed toy. It's like I think they technically call it a security blanket. It's got like a head about this big, and I picked a little dragon. He's adorable. And then like from like the neck down is just like a blanket that fans out, but only fans out about like that long. So it isn't like a big smothering hazard or something. And it's made of the softest material I think I have ever touched in my life. So I bought that for the baby. My friend is vegan, so I bought her some snacks from like the organic aisle that are vegan, that are sort of things that like you can reseal the bag, like little snacky things, so when one arm is busy holding the baby, she can like dip her other hand into the bag to grab a snack. It's not like a very hard thing to be eating. And then I also bought, oh, they have a dog and I didn't want the dog to feel left out, so I bought him a little dog toy, which he has already pulled apart, which is great because it means he liked it. And then I bought, as a joke, she loves Star Wars, so I bought these 2 face masks. They weren't on my list of ideas, I just happened to see them. One of them is Baby Yoda and one of them is Darth Vader, and they're the ones that when you put them on, they look like the character, so I just kind of bought them for a lark. Technically the Darth Vader one is for her fiance because that one was being marketed as a men's facial mask. I highly doubt there's anything different in it than the woman's, so I thought if they wanted to, they could do them like together as a funny thing, and if not, I mean, they never have to do them realistically, or she could use them both because she's the Star Wars fan, you know, whatever. But so I bought these things and they came up to $62.38. Oh, but I also did buy some pumpkin pie spice for myself because I've been searching for it for over a month, and a chocolate bar because I'm weak. And I think some stuff for her baking project as well. So there were some other things in there. I just didn't really know. I don't have a category for random presents because you have created life. That's not a category in my envelopes. So I put it under miscellaneous. I guess technically I could pull the receipt apart because some of it would technically fall under groceries, I suppose. But I'm just going to leave it there for now. And then I had a physio appointment that day as well, so $15.75. Then the next day, October 26th, I spent $44.10 at a restaurant called Kokomo. So the same friend who I bought these presents for, we got together for brunch. We were going to play it by ear and see with the weather if it was really nice, and if she was feeling up to it, we were going to walk to the restaurant and get a bite to eat with the baby. But then she thought it might be easier to do the first time I'm meeting the baby like at her place, and the weather was very, like, we were under an extreme wind warning, and it was like raining and then not raining, and you never knew when the rain was going to start back up again. So it just seemed sort of a little bit easier and safer for like the little guy for me to pick up and bring the food over. So I bought it all. She offered to e-transfer me her half, but it just seems rude to be like, yes, please, like e-transfer me that money right away. Like, she's sitting there, the baby's not even a month old. It felt petty. So we're going to try to go back to our routine of getting together every weekend, and whether it's like brunch or something else, she thinks that while he's at this stage and fairly like low maintenance, he's a super easy baby so far, when she's more used to taking him out, it should be easier for us to go out for brunch. So we're planning on going out next week, probably to the same place, just because it is really close, so we can walk there with the baby in the pram, and it'll be nice and easy. And we know the area, and it's really chill, and a lot of people bring kids of all ages around into restaurants in that area, so like it's a good vibe for that. So we're gonna try to walk there. If the weather's crap, I will pick up food and bring it over. I'm not making her go out in that, but she did say like next week when we go out, she would buy, so it'll balance out. I don't know how to like mark that though, because it's not like she's sending me the money. It's just that next week I won't have the expense. And so in my head it balances out, because you do that with friends all the time, right? Where like you buy something this week and then next week they buy it, you know, like say like your weekly coffees or something like that, and it does all balance out at the end. It just means one week you're spending double, but the next week you're spending nothing. And I don't really know how to mark that in here, because the money isn't coming back to me. It's just next week it won't be coming out of my account. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna, my plan is just leaving this one sitting as a negative. And then on payday this coming Friday, when I do my budget, I'm gonna put my regular $30 back into the fun category. It'll bring it out of the negative, and I guess, is that how it balances out? I don't know. I need to remember though, actually, to be putting in 60, because now that she's back in rotation as somebody I can do stuff with, I always forget and I put 30 into the fun category, but I'm supposed to be putting 60 because it's supposed to be for 2 outings, not 1, and I always mess it up. So I don't know if you have any suggestions on how to sort of keep track when it's not money being like transferred back to you, but just sort of somebody covering the next time. If you have an idea of how to make that work, because I mean, I know it balances out, I just really don't know how to write it out so it makes more sense. Transpo, I didn't have any transportation costs at all. So my miscellaneous is in the negative, and I know that's bad, but I'm not writing in anywhere that like I'm pulling from another category to cover it. I'm just going to leave it sitting in the negative, and I have a reason for it, but I don't know if it's going to make any sense. It's set for a physio appointment this coming week. I don't have any planned expenses. I might go grocery shopping, I might not. I'm pretty sure I don't actually need to. So if I don't need to, I'm not going to. So the card balance, because all of my cash envelopes are digital, and so the money is all sitting on a prepaid credit card. So the card balance is fine. It's over $100. I can't remember the exact amount right now, but it's not like it's negative because these are negative, because these other categories are not negative. So it's still showing like as a positive number overall. So it's just the same as if you had the actual physical envelopes with cash and you really had moved the money from one envelope to another. It all kind of balances in the end. So it's all balancing right now. And because I don't have any intended expenses to put things into like a more negative balance or to be touching the other categories on the card, it's all fine. So I'm just gonna leave it, and then next week I will be putting $30 into miscellaneous, which of course is only going to bring that up to a negative $2.38. And then I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. Am I going to move money over? Am I just going to have to be very careful for the following 2 weeks to not have any expenses that would fall under miscellaneous? Like, I will figure that out when I do the budget on Friday. But for now, it's kind of a fake balanced, I suppose. And because I don't have a lot where I'm going out or a lot of things I'm doing, I should be fine money-wise with this. Now, if something happens and I do say go grocery shopping and I know that I spend really close to that amount, or just, I don't know, something, I may have to sit down and figure out a better solution for that. But for right now, even though it's not technically a solution, I'm leaving it because it will work in the end as long as I am careful from now, which is Sunday, until payday, which is Friday. And I can be careful in theory. I'm going to try my very best to be careful. How's that? So that's the digital cash envelope update. Let us move on to Christmas money. Or I wonder if I should do it as a separate video so that I'm not making this one too long. No, we'll keep them together this time, and then if I keep doing Christmas videos or like shopping videos and stuff like that for the updates, maybe I'll separate them out then. So I went through like some kind of a grown-up my Visa charges because I did a bunch of Christmas shopping this past week, and I wanted to wait until they were all out of pending and actual like full-on transactions on the card, but I'm impatient and I want to pay these things off as I'm purchasing them. And I also had some other charges that I put onto the credit card because sometimes you purchase digitally because you're buying online. And again, like I want to make sure that whenever I buy something that goes charged to my Visa card, I'm paying it off as quickly as possible. Sometimes I make the payment onto the card before the charge has even finished pending, so my card is like in a negative balance, or no, like in like a, what's the word? Like I have a credit on it, and because the charge hasn't even gone through yet, but the payment's gone through first because I'm being so proactive about keeping the Visa card paid off. And the shopping that I was doing, I knew that I had cash envelopes or sinking funds to be paying it from. So I gave it, I think I did the shopping over the span of like Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday, something like that. And I gave it until today. They're not all finished and like pending and solidly transactions yet, but some of them are, and I decided that counted. So let's go through. First of all, I had charges for Stryker. So he has a robot litter box, the version 3, if that matters to anybody. So it needed some new liner bags for $39.99, but I also bought him like a old-fashioned litter box as well as liners for that. There's nothing wrong with the litter robot that we have. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world considering how much money it costs, but I have to dismantle it to put it away, but he's going to need a litter box while it's dismantled and put away because the house that I'm living in, I just rent the suite in the basement, and the owners are selling it. And they want all proof of animal existence removed when the realtors are here and when there's viewings. So I'm going to have to put the robot litter box away and just put like this tinier one that's easier to kind of on the day clean out, pack up, and hide, basically. And then the cat and I, in case you're wondering, and some of his items that are too big to hide, like his scratching post and whatnot, are going to be just going out for a little drive for a couple hours every now and then. It's going to be great, not freaking me out at all. So I bought him a new litter box, liners for the current litter box because I was running low, liners for this new one that I purchased. A total amount for all of three of them is $118.83. Now Stryker has $198.75 in his digital cash envelopes. I don't keep it on this prepaid card like I keep the other cash envelope money. His actually stays in the checking account, like just a regular checking account of my normal bank, so that I can just pay it from there onto the Visa card whenever I want. And I knew when I was purchasing these items that he had roughly $200 in digital, so it's going to be fine. Christmas shopping, this first line, I guess I technically shouldn't have put it there, but I kind of did. My mom very kindly, she really likes that I budget and that I'm trying, and so every year for a couple years now, she's had me pick my budget planner, but she pays for it, so that she is buying it as like my Christmas present or my birthday present, whichever one. They get muddled because they're so close together, Christmas and my birthday. So I did a lot of hemming and hawing and searching and deciding, and I finally picked one, and it was $34.71. I told her the amount, okay, so this is not my fault, but she sent me $50, which is very sweet. She always sends a little bit extra when there's something like this, with the idea of like I can use the extra to go and do like something fun or like get a treat or whatever. I put it towards paying the Visa down, which to me is a great use of it. But we are not telling her that instead of using it to go and like get a treat of some kind, I put it towards a bill. So the budget planner is technically Christmas shopping, and it went onto the credit card because my mom has me buy it for myself and then just pays me back. But it's not Christmas shopping coming out of my budget. Then I did an Amazon purchase for Larry's Christmas present for $8.81. Shopping Indigo, that's Chapters. So I have separate transactions on there because you can't split one purchase into some items get delivered here and some items get delivered there. And because I go home for Christmas, as much as possible, I buy things online and I mail them to my mom. And then when I get there, I wrap everything so I don't have to fit it all into my suitcase. I learned this lesson when my nephews were a lot younger and they were into like getting toys as presents, and they're really bulky and hard to pack around in your suitcase. So it kind of stemmed from there, and I keep doing it. So my mom and my brother, I got them each a book, a total for $40.45. I made a mistake though. I'm really forgetful with the concussion, and I had already bought my mother the book, and it's already in Edmonton. So when I get there, that's where they live, by the way, in Alberta and Edmonton. So when I get there, I'm going to have to like open up this, get the receipt, take the book back. Luckily, Chapters is pretty good for that. And yeah, so it was a mistake. I had a dumb moment. But anyways, at least I got a book for my brother that I think he'll like. And then also from Indigo, Tom, I got his present. Now it shows $6.02. It was actually more than that, but I had 2 gift cards with very like random amounts left on them that I put towards that purchase just because I wanted to use them up. So I did, and it brought it down to $6.02, which is great. This is Fanatics Ret. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a baseball, it's Lids. Lids? Do you have that store where you live? It's like a baseball sporting store, like a baseball cap store. Like they sell baseball caps. And then I guess like other kind of clothes and sporting themed things. My nephew wanted items from there, so I bought him, his birthday's coming up as well as Christmas, so I bought him something for Christmas and his birthday, so $80.14. And Lego, I got Doug's Lego present or Christmas present from there for $37.74. So the present parts of it that are for other people, so not including my budget planner, came to $173.16. And then I have a couple other Visa charges, a WordPress renewal for $29.12, that's going to pay out of my tech syncing fund, and a customized recipe book for $55.88. I hate the exchange rate in between American and Canadian dollars. Can I say? I gotta say, because this is something that I purchased from an American website. You customize it. When it gets here, I'll show it to you. If it looks really nice, I hope it'll look really nice. It's for me. It's my Christmas present to me. And in American dollars, it's only like 40 something, so it doesn't seem that bad. And then the exchange rate kicks in and it bumped it up to $55.88. And it's just, I know it's gonna do it. I just hate when it does it. So that wasn't coming for any particular sinking fund or cash envelope. I was just gonna have to find the money when I got paid on Friday to pay for that. So paid to the Visa, $50 from my mom, $29.12 from the tech syncing fund, that was for WordPress, $173.16 from the present syncing fund to purchase all of these items here. So that takes care of everything from this part of the list down. but I haven't paid this yet, which is $118.83. I have the money for it. So it just happened that I started doing these payments first, because I kind of did like one payment of $173.16, and then I did a separate payment of $29.12, and then I did a separate payment of $50, just because it makes it easier for me if I can see the separate payments going onto the card and not just keeping it tracked on paper. And so I just sort of started with those. So I was moving the money from the sinking fund over into my checking account and then making the payment onto the Visa. So it's all nice and trackable. So my understanding of math means that there should still be showing on the credit card, either as under pending or as like owing, either one or a combination, it would be fine. The $118.83, admittedly minus, let me see, minus $15.29, because my mom sent me $50 for a $34.71 item, and I put the whole $50 on the card. So there should still be, you know, like $15.29, $103.54 as pending or owing on the Visa card. But instead, my Visa card currently shows $40.59 as pending, which is quite a bit under how much my math says is still owing on the credit card. And I'm confused. I feel like I come on here and I'm always just like, I'm confused, but I'm confused. Like, I wrote out this math twice just because I was like, I'm missing something. Clearly I'm missing something. I went through every single Visa transaction, cross-referenced it over to either my Amazon orders or like my digital emailed receipts from the different companies. Like, everything matches. I understand where all of these charges have come from. They all make sense. I have the dates for everything. Like, I know that I bought all of these things and all of these things went onto that Visa card. They all show as charges on the Visa card. I have no random extra payments that I've made. My card didn't have a credit sitting on it from before because I'd overpaid for something. Like, I should still owe $103.54, but instead it says I owe $40.59. And I don't understand why. So I'm waiting because it is showing that amount as pending. So now I am going to pretend to be patient and wait until it finishes pending and all of those transactions are like actually like properly like processed and on the card, and then see what total it gives me then. I really wanted to have everything paid off before the new like billing month started, because I don't know, I could be wrong with this, but I thought that if you purchased something and then you paid it off like right away before the next like billing cycle started, you didn't get any interest accruing on the charge. So I really like, that's part of the reason why when I do use the card, I want to immediately put a payment on it to pay it off so that there's no chance of interest getting charged. And that's what I wanted to do with this. And so part of me is tempted to use $40.59 from Striker's Money to pay off that pending amount, because we are near the end of the month. And so like at some point it's going to transition over to the new billing cycle. And just to be careful and just to make sure I don't get any extra interest on that. But I don't actually know if that's how that works or if that's just something I've made up in my mind. And I don't understand where the $40.59 came from when it should be higher. So I'm once again just confused. Like, I don't get it. And actually, shouldn't it even be higher than that? Because I hadn't paid yet for the customized recipe book. So that still hasn't been paid for either. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm confused. Right now, this is where my Christmas shopping and my Visa charges for October are sitting. I'm just going to have to wait until everything stops pending and it's actually sitting as a real transaction on the statement, and I can see for real, for certainty, what I owe, because I don't know. And I know that if I overpay, it just means I'm going to have a credit on the card, and then the next time I buy something, I don't need to pay quite as much off. And in girl math, that makes complete and logical sense. But I don't want to do that if I don't have to. I tend to overpay like that because I suck at math and I do that accidentally, and it all balances out in the end, I know, but I don't want to be doing that. I want to be paying off the actual correct amount in total without paying anything extra and not being under. So I'm gonna wait. But if you see something in the math and you're like, woman, I can see where the numbers have gone wrong, please let me know, because I've run them multiple times and I don't know. Isn't this just a deja vu for all of us? But there we go. That is my first blitz of Christmas shopping done. as well as a couple other charges on there as well. And I'm keeping my Visa under control, which even though I'm confused with the pending amount and not really exactly sure what's going on with it, I am quite proud of the fact that I paid the Visa off, and every time I use it like a responsible credit card person. Like, I use it for something, I get points when I use it, which is great, and then I pay it off before the billing cycle ends. So then I'm not accruing interest, I'm not carrying over a balance. It's like the way that you're supposed to use credit cards, from what I have heard. So I'm actually managing to do that, which I think is great. I'm just a little bit confused on this amount right now. So we will wait and figure that out later. This is all done and up to date as far as it's going to go. And yeah, there we go. That is an update for some of my math stuff. Thank you so much for sitting through it. I'm very sorry that every time I talk to you, I'm confused about numbers. Like, I mean, I know I sound really stupid at times when it comes to these videos, and I know that math is not like my strong point, but I swear I am an educated person who should theoretically be able to figure this out. It stumps me. And I have no words for it. It just stumps me. So we will be stumped together unless you see what I'm doing wrong and can help with the confusion. I hope all of you are having a really great day out there. I hope your budgeting is going well. If you are doing cash envelopes, digital or actual physical cash, great. I hope things are like going smoothly. If you have started your Christmas shopping, how do you track it? Do you track it, or do you just like do the shopping and you have like a fund to pay for it all and you just kind of breeze your way through it without any kind of confusion like this? Because I don't think I've ever actually sat down and properly tried to track it before. This is my first time, and it's going so great, as you can tell. Have a great day. I will talk to you all in the next video. Stay safe out there. Bye.